Have you ever asked yourself, am I doing something that quietly pushes people away and no one has the heart to tell me? It's a question most people don't think about, especially in old age. We settle into patterns. Some are full of grace and wisdom, but others, they become blind spots. The kinds of habits we don't even realize we've developed until they've already begun shaping how people see us. It's not that we mean to drift into these ways. Life has a way of softening our edges, of letting routines take root like old trees, their branches spreading without us noticing. And yet, these habits, small as they may seem, can cast long shadows, dimming the warmth we share with others. They're not a reflection of our worth, but of how the world perceives our presence, how it feels to sit across from us at a table or pass us in a store. The heart of this question tugs at something universal, the longing to be seen, to be cherished, to leave a mark that feels true. And the truth is, people notice. They don't always speak up, not out of disrespect, but because they don't want to embarrass or hurt you. So instead, they quietly step back, and before long, you start to feel a little more alone and a little less understood. It's like a slow leak in a tire. You don't notice until the ride gets bumpy, and by then you're wondering how it happened. The distance isn't always loud. It's in the shorter visits, the polite nods, the conversations that don't dig as deep as they used to. But here's the gentle truth. You hold the power to mend that distance, not by becoming someone new, but by polishing the light that's always been yours. In this video, we're going to look at 15 things you might be doing in your later years that send the wrong message. Not about who you are, but about how you're showing up in the world. And no, I'm not talking about wrinkles or gray hair. I'm talking about habits that wear down your dignity, put distance between you and loved ones, and slowly shrink your world without you even realizing it. These aren't the big dramatic missteps we see in movies. They're the quiet ones, the ones that creep in like dust on a windowsill, unnoticed until the view is hazy. They're the ways we might, without meaning to, signal that we've stopped caring, stopped listening, or stopped seeing the world as it is now. And yet they're not permanent. They're not a verdict on your character. They're just habits, and habits can shift. The good news, most of these are completely fixable. All it takes is a bit of awareness. Awareness is like a lantern in the dusk. It doesn't change the landscape, but it shows you where to step. By noticing these habits, you're not admitting fault. You're claiming the chance to live more fully, to connect more deeply, to be the person others feel drawn to, not distanced from. So stay with me to the end, because even one small shift in how you carry yourself might just bring you closer to others and to a better version of yourself. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. 1. Neglecting personal hygiene. When we stop caring for ourselves, others start pulling away, even if they don't say it out loud. It's not about dressing fancy. It's about showing up like you still respect yourself. Clean hair, fresh clothes, and basic grooming tell the world, I'm still here. I still matter. Think about how it feels to sit next to someone whose shirt carries the faint scent of yesterday's meal, or whose hair looks like it hasn't seen a comb in days. It's not that you judge them, it's that the air feels heavier, the moment less open. Hygiene isn't just about the body, it's a language of self-respect, a way of saying, I value myself enough to show up well. In younger years, these habits were second nature, brushing teeth before a meeting, ironing a shirt for church. But as time slows, as energy wanes or routines blur, it's easy to let them slip, to think, who's going to care? The answer is everyone. Not in a harsh way, but in the way people notice a room that's gone dim. They might not say, your nails need trimming, but they'll sit a bit farther, hug a bit quicker, or leave a bit sooner. It's not about them loving you less. It's about the quiet signal that you might love yourself less. And here's where the heart of it lies. When you care for yourself, you invite others to care too. A fresh shirt isn't just fabric. It's a gesture, a small act of dignity that says, I'm still part of this world. It's like setting a table with clean plates. You're telling your guests they're worth the effort. Try this. Tomorrow morning, take one extra moment before you leave the house. Run a comb through your hair, splash water on your face, slip on a clean pair of socks. Notice how it feels, like a quiet nod to yourself. Others will notice too, not with words, but with warmer smiles, longer chats, a sense that you're fully present. It's a small shift, but it's like opening a window to let the breeze in. The room feels lighter, and so does your heart. 2. Speaking without a filter. Yes, you've earned the right to speak your mind, but honesty without kindness can feel like cruelty. If people pause after you speak or stop including you in certain talks, it might not be because of what you said, but how you said it. Words are like stones tossed into a pond. They ripple, and those ripples touch everyone nearby. In youth, there's a natural caution, a little voice that whispers, maybe soften that. But with age, that voice can fade, and what feels like truth can come out raw, sharp, like a blade you didn't mean to swing. Picture a family dinner where a comment about someone's job or haircut lands like a thud. The table goes quiet, eyes drop, and the moment passes, but it lingers. Those words, meant as observation, feel like judgment, and though no one says, that hurt, they might skip the next gathering or keep their thoughts to themselves. It's not that they don't value your perspective, it's that the delivery stings, and they're protecting their own hearts. There's a gentle humor in this, isn't there? We spend years learning to hold our tongues, only to find that in old age they wag a bit too freely. But here's the wisdom. Honesty doesn't need to bruise. It's like serving tea, too hot and it scalds, too cold and it's forgotten. The right warmth invites everyone to sip. Before you speak, try a quiet question. Is this kind? Does it build or break? It's not about silencing yourself, it's about crafting words that draw people closer, not push them away. Imagine saying, "You've got such a bold style," instead of, "Why'd you cut your hair like that?" The difference is night and day, like sunlight through a window instead of a storm. This week, pause before one comment and wrap it in care. The heart will feel steadier, and those around you will lean in, hungry for the wisdom you carry when it's offered with grace. What's a kind phrase that warmed you lately? Drop it in the comments to share the glow. 3. Dressing in clothes that don't fit anymore. Old favorites are comforting, but if your clothes no longer fit right, they send the message that you've stopped paying attention. You don't have to follow trends, just wear what honors who you are today. Clothes are more than fabric. They're a story you tell the world before you even speak. That old sweater, stretched and faded, might feel like a hug from the past, but to others, it whispers, "I've stopped noticing myself." It's not about vanity or chasing youth. It's about meeting the present, about showing up as the person you are now, not the one you were 20 years ago. Think of how it feels to see someone in a crisp shirt that fits just right, or a scarf that catches the light. You don't think they're fashionable. You think they're alive, they're here. Contrast that with pants sagging at the knees, or a jacket too tight to button. The message isn't intentional, but it's there, a drift from the present, a retreat into comfort over care. There's a quiet humor in how we cling to those old favorites, isn't there? Like holding on to a song that no longer plays on the radio, we wear them because they know us. But here's the gentle truth. You're not that size, that style, that season anymore. And that's not a loss, it's a chance to embrace who you've become. Your body has carried you through decades. Honor it with clothes that fit its current shape, that reflect its current light. It's like tending a fire. You don't keep the old logs, you add new ones to keep the flame alive. Try this. Pull one item from your closet that feels right for today, a shirt that sits well, shoes that shine. Wear it and notice how it shifts your step, how others respond with a nod or a smile. It's not about impressing, it's about saying, "I'm still in this story." The heart rises and the world sees you, not your past. 4. Interrupting or dominating conversations. You may be trying to share wisdom, but if you're always the one talking, others will stop trying to be heard. Listening is one of the most generous things you can do, and it invites others to truly connect with you. Conversations are like dances. Everyone needs space to move, to shine. But sometimes, in the eagerness to share a lesson or a memory, the floor gets crowded, and others are left standing still. Picture a coffee chat where one voice fills the air, stories piling up, advice unasked for. The listener nods, but their eyes wander, their words stay tucked away. They don't say, "You're talking too much," but they might leave early or call less often. It's not that they don't value your thoughts, it's that they're craving room to share their own. And when that room isn't there, the connection thins. like a thread stretched too tight. There's a soft chuckle in this, isn't there? After all these years, we've got stories to tell, wisdom hard-earned. But here's the deeper truth. The greatest wisdom isn't in speaking, it's in hearing. Listening is like opening a door, inviting others to step through with their hopes, their fears, their own tales. It's not about staying silent. It's about balancing the give and take, like a seesaw that lifts both sides. Try this. In your next chat, let someone finish their thought. Then ask, what happened next? Or how did that feel? Notice how their face lights up, how the moment deepens. It's like planting a seed. You give it space and it grows. Your words will carry more weight when they come because they're rooted in care. The heart feels fuller, and others will seek you out, not just for your stories, but for the way you make theirs matter. Number 5, complaining about kids these days. Every generation sees the world differently, but if you only speak about how things used to be, you risk making others feel small or misunderstood. Instead of criticizing, ask questions. Show curiosity over judgment. It's easy to look at younger folks, heads bent over phones, chasing dreams that seem strange, and feel a pang of disconnect. The world moves faster now, doesn't it? And with that speed comes the temptation to say, back in my day, we did it better. Those words slip out like a reflex, a way to anchor ourselves in a time that felt simpler. But to those listening, grandkids, neighbors, even strangers, they don't hear wisdom. They hear dismissal, a door closing on their world. It's like telling a bird its wings are wrong because they don't fly like yours did. They might smile politely, but inside they're pulling back, guarding their thoughts, choosing lighter topics to avoid the sting. There's a gentle humor in this pattern, isn't there? Every generation thinks the next one's lost the plot, and yet here we all are, still turning the pages of life. But here's the heart of it. Connection isn't built on comparison, it's built on curiosity. When you say, kids these days are lazy, you're closing a gate. When you ask, what's it like working in this world, you're opening one. It's like tending a bridge instead of a wall. Try this. Next time you're with someone younger, ask about something they love, a game, a goal, a song. Listen without comparing it to your past. Notice how their eyes brighten, how the air feels lighter. You're not just hearing them, you're saying, your world matters to me. That's the kind of wisdom that doesn't just speak, it resonates. The heart softens, and they'll come back, eager to share more. If you are still here, don't forget to subscribe, like and share to someone you care about. 6. Ignoring modern etiquette. Playing loud videos in public, talking over others, blocking aisles without realizing it. These little habits may seem harmless, but they leave impressions, and sometimes they push people away. Etiquette sounds like an old-fashioned word, doesn't it? Like something from a time of gloves and handwritten letters. But it's really just the art of moving through the world with care, of noticing how your presence touches others. Today's world has new rhythms, quieter phone calls, shared spaces, technology woven into every moment. And when those rhythms are missed, it's like dancing out of step. Picture a crowded store where a loud video plays from a phone, or a line where someone stands too close, unaware. No one says you're in the way, but they step back, sigh, or avoid eye contact. These moments pile up, not as anger, but as distance, a sense that you're not quite in tune with the world around you. There's a soft chuckle in how these habits form, isn't there? We get so focused on our own thoughts, our own needs, that we forget the dance of shared spaces. But here's the gentle wisdom. Small acts of awareness are like pebbles in a stream. They smooth the flow for everyone. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present. Try this. Next time you're out, notice one thing: your volume, your place in line, the space you take. Adjust it, even slightly, like turning down a radio to hear a friend. You might hold a door, step aside, or mute a video. Notice how others respond, with a nod or a softer glance. It's like planting a flower in a garden. It doesn't change the whole yard, but it makes it lovelier. The heart feels steadier, and others see you as someone who cares, who's still part of the dance. 7. Oversharing medical problems. Your aches are real, your health matters, but when every conversation turns into a symptom report, it drains the room. Let your challenges be known, yes, but let your light shine too. Health challenges are part of the journey, aren't they? They're like uninvited guests who settle in, demanding attention. and it's natural to want to share them, to let others know what's heavy. But when every chat becomes a catalog of pains, knees that creak, pills that pile up, it's like serving a meal with no spice. The table grows quiet, not from lack of care, but from exhaustion. Loved ones might nod, offer sympathy, but they're searching for a way to connect beyond the weight. They don't say, "Please talk about something else," because they love you. But they might call less, visit briefly, or steer talks to safer ground. It's not rejection, it's a quiet plea for balance, for the person they know beyond the ailments. There's a tender humor in how we lean into these talks, isn't there? Like old friends comparing battle scars, it feels familiar, even bonding. But here's the deeper truth. Your life is more than its struggles, and others long to see that spark. It's like a fire that's still burning, even if the logs are weathered. Try this. Next time you're tempted to list a symptom, pair it with a joy, a book that moved you, a sunrise that stopped you in your tracks. Share the ache, but share the light too. Notice how the conversation shifts, how eyes stay engaged, how the moment feels fuller. You're not hiding your truth, you're framing it with hope. The heart rises, and others linger, drawn to the warmth of your whole self, not just its challenges. What's a joy you found lately, big or small? Drop it in the comments to share the light. 8. Holding on to outdated beliefs. You don't have to agree with everything new, but stubbornness often signals fear, not strength. Being willing to listen, even just listen, keeps you connected, respected, and admired. Beliefs are like old trees, deeply rooted, shaped by years of wind and sun. They've guided us, given us shade, helped us stand tall. But when they harden, when they block out new light, they can cast shadows on those around us. The world shifts. New ideas about family, work, or identity swirl like leaves in autumn. And when those ideas are met with, "That's not how it's done," or "I don't care what anyone says," it feels less like wisdom and more like a wall. Loved ones might not argue. They'll just stop sharing, keeping their thoughts private to avoid a clash. It's not that they doubt your experience. It's that they're longing for a bridge, not a barrier. There's a quiet humor in how we grip these beliefs, isn't there? Like clinging to a map from a town that's changed its streets, we hold tight because it's familiar. But here's the gentle wisdom. Strength isn't in standing still. It's in bending, like a tree that sways but doesn't break. Listening doesn't mean abandoning your roots. It means letting new branches grow. Try this. Next time someone shares a view that feels foreign, say, "Tell me more about that." Don't debate. Just hear them. Notice how the air softens, how they open up, how respect flows both ways. It's like opening a window to let fresh air in. The room doesn't change, but it breathes easier. The heart expands, and others see you as a mind still alive, still growing, still vital. 9. Walking without spatial awareness. You might not even notice it, but standing in walkways or moving without regard for space makes others feel boxed in. A bit of spatial awareness isn't just polite, it's graceful, and it tells people, "I still pay attention to the world around me." Moving through the world is like a quiet choreography, isn't it? We step, we pause, we share the stage with others. But sometimes as the years slow our pace, we lose track of that dance. A cart left in the middle of an aisle, a sudden stop on a busy sidewalk. These aren't meant to disrupt, but they do. Others weave around, sigh softly, or wait in silence, not wanting to seem rude. It's not that they're angry. It's that these moments add up, painting a picture of someone who's turned inward, who's forgotten the shared rhythm of public spaces. And that picture, however unfair, shapes how they approach you, how they choose to engage or step back. There's a gentle laugh in how we drift into these habits, isn't there? Like forgetting the words to a song we used to know by heart, we move without seeing the notes. But here's the deeper truth. Awareness is a form of grace, a way of saying, "I see you, and I'm part of this moment." It's not about hurrying or being perfect, it's about noticing. Try this. Next time you're in a store or a crowd, take one moment to check your surroundings. Step to the side, let someone pass, keep your voice low. Notice how the space feels smoother, how others respond with a glance or a nod. It's like tending a path in a garden. You're not changing the earth, but you're making it easier to walk together. The heart feels steadier, and others see you as someone who's still present, still considerate, still dancing with the world. What's a small move that made a space feel kinder? Share it in the comments to weave this grace forward. 10. Making jokes that don't age well. What was funny 40 years ago may now come across as offensive or dismissive. Humor should lift the room, not make it tense. The best kind of jokes? The ones that bring people together, not push them apart. Humor is like a spark. It can warm a room or start a fire, depending on how it lands. Decades ago, a quip about someone's background or a playful jab at a difference might have drawn laughs. But the world listens differently now, with ears tuned to respect, to inclusion. A joke that feels light to you might feel heavy to another, like a stone dropped in their lap. Picture a family gathering where a teasing remark about a trend or a choice hangs in the air. The laughter is polite, but the eyes don't meet. The moment shifts, and someone leaves early. They don't say, "That wasn't funny," but they might guard their words next time, keeping distance to avoid another sting. There's a soft chuckle in how humor changes, isn't there? Like an old record that skips on a new player, what once worked doesn't always fit. But here's the gentle wisdom. The best humor lifts everyone, like a breeze that carries laughter across a table. It's not about censoring yourself. It's about choosing joy over edge. Try this. Next time you're tempted to tease, share a joke that includes all, a light story about life's quirks, or a laugh at your own forgetfulness. Notice how the room softens, how smiles linger, how the air feels shared. It's like lighting a candle instead of a match. The glow draws people in, not away. The heart feels lighter, and others will seek your laughter, knowing it's a gift, not a jab. 11. Acting helpless when you're not there. There's a difference between needing help and defaulting to it. When you always ask others to do things you can still manage, it slowly chips away at your independence and their patience. People admire effort. Show them you're still in the game. Asking for help is human, isn't it? It's like reaching for a hand across a stream. We all need it sometimes. But when that reach becomes a habit, when tasks within grasp are handed off, it shifts the balance. Picture a moment where a bag could be carried, a button sewn, but the reflex is to say, "Can you do it?" The other person nods, helps, but over time their smile tightens, their energy wanes. They don't say, "You could try," because they care, but they feel less like companions and more like caretakers. It's not about doubting your strength. It's about craving the spark of your effort, the sign you're still engaged. There's a quiet humor in how we lean into ease, isn't there? Like choosing the softest chair even when we could walk a bit farther, we default to comfort. But here's the deeper truth. Effort is a language of vitality, a way of saying, "I'm still here, still trying." It's not about proving you're young, it's about honoring the strength you still have. Try this. Pick one small task this week that you've handed off, a dish to wash, a letter to write. Do it yourself, even if it's slow. Notice how it feels, like a muscle waking up, and how others respond, with a nod or a proud glance. It's like tending a small flame. It doesn't light the whole house, but it warms the room. The heart swells, and others see you as a partner in life, not just a passenger. What's a small effort that felt big? Share an emoji in the comments to celebrate the try. 12. Pretending you're always right. Even if you are right, insisting on it can push people away. Letting others have their say, even if you disagree, builds trust. Your wisdom is more powerful when shared gently, not forced. Being right feels good, doesn't it? After years of lessons learned the hard way, it's like holding a map others haven't seen. But when that map becomes the only path, when every story is corrected, every opinion topped, it's like building a fence around a conversation. Picture a dinner where a detail is debated, a perspective brushed off with, "That's not how it works." The table quiets, not from agreement, but from exhaustion. Others don't say, "Let me speak," but they share less, nod more, and keep their thoughts tucked away. It's not that they doubt your knowledge, it's that they're longing for space to be heard, to matter. There's a gentle laugh in this habit, isn't there? Like an old teacher who forgets the class has grown, we lean into authority. But here's the heart of it. Wisdom isn't in winning, it's in sharing. Letting others speak, even when you disagree, is like planting a seed. You don't control the bloom, but you trust it will grow. Try this. Next time you're tempted to correct, say, "That's an interesting take," and listen. Notice how the air shifts, how others open up, how trust deepens. It's not about being wrong, it's about being open. The heart softens, and your words, when they come, land like rain on ready soil, not stones on a hard path. 13. Withdrawing from social events. It might feel easier to stay home, to decline the invite, but too much isolation becomes a quiet habit, and before you know it, people stop asking. Showing up, even just once in a while, keeps your world bigger and your spirit more alive. The pull to stay home is strong, isn't it? The couch is soft, the world loud, and saying no feels like a gift to yourself. But each declined invite, each missed gathering, is like a thread pulled from a tapestry. Slowly, the picture fades. Others don't say, "We miss you," because they don't want to push. But their calls thin, their invitations slow, and the silence grows heavier. It's not that they've forgotten you, it's that they've learned to expect your absence, and the space you once filled feels emptier. Isolation isn't always chosen. Sometimes it's just what happens when maybe next time becomes a reflex. There's a tender humor in how we retreat, isn't there? Like a turtle tucking into its shell, we think we're safe, but we're also hidden. Here's the gentle truth. Showing up, even briefly, is like opening a window. The air moves, the light shifts. It's not about being the life of the party, it's about being part of the moment. Try this. Say yes to one invite this month, even for an hour. Notice how it feels to laugh, to hear voices, to be seen. Others will notice too, with smiles that say, "You're here," and that matters. It's like adding a log to a fire. The warmth spreads, and your world feels bigger, brighter. The heart lifts, and others will keep the door open, hoping you'll walk through again. 14. Dismissing technology entirely. You don't have to love it. You don't even have to master it. But refusing to even try or mocking those who use it can come off as stubborn and distant. Asking for help with patience shows humility and invites connection. Technology can feel like a river rushing past, can't it? Phones, apps, screens, they move so fast, it's tempting to stand on the bank and wave it off. "I don't need that," we say, or "It's all nonsense." But that wave can feel like a wall to others, especially those whose lives flow through those currents. When every mention of a device is met with a scoff or every request to try is dodged, it's like refusing to cross a bridge. Others don't say, "You're being stubborn," but they share less, explain less, and the gap widens. It's not about the gadget, it's about the signal that you're not interested in their world. There's a soft laugh in this resistance, isn't there? Like refusing a new recipe because the old one's fine, we stick to what we know. But here's the deeper truth. Trying, even clumsily, is a gesture of connection, like reaching for a hand. It's not about becoming a tech wizard, it's about showing you're still curious. Try this. Ask someone to show you one small thing, a text, a photo app. Be patient, laugh at the fumbles. Notice how they light up, eager to teach, to share their world. It's like stepping into a stream. You don't need to swim, just feel the water. The heart opens, and others will meet you halfway, building bridges where walls once stood. What's one tech trick you've tried or want to? Drop a word in the comments like try or connect to share the step. 15. Telling the same stories. Without listening to theirs, your stories matter, but so do theirs. If you find yourself always steering the conversation back to your past, pause. Ask about their present. Let the exchange be mutual. That's how bonds are deepened, not just maintained. Stories are treasures, aren't they? They're like old coins, polished by time, carrying the weight of who we are. But when the same tale about a job, a trip, a moment long gone, leads every talk, it's like playing one song on repeat. Listeners nod, but their minds drift. Their own stories stay unspoken. They don't say, "I've heard this," because they respect you. But they might share less, steer talks elsewhere, or leave feeling unseen. It's not that your memories don't matter. It's that they're longing for a conversation, not a monologue, a chance to add their own coins to the pile. There's a gentle humor in how we loop back to these stories, isn't there? Like a favorite path we walk without thinking. It's familiar, safe. But here's the heart of it. Connection is a two-way road, paved with give and take. Listening to other stories is like opening a book. You don't know the ending, but you're richer for turning the pages. Try this. Next time you're tempted to retell, ask, what's something new with you? Or what's a moment you're holding on to? Notice how their voice lifts, how the talk weaves something new. It's not about forgetting your past, it's about making space for their present. The heart feels fuller, and bonds grow deeper, rooted in mutual care. So, how many of these quietly hit home? This isn't about shame, it's about honesty. The kind that helps us see where we've grown comfortable, maybe a little too comfortable. But awareness is a gift, and when we accept that, I still have the power to grow, we stop aging in bitterness and start aging in grace. These 15 habits, hygiene slips, sharp words, old stories, and more, are not verdicts. They're just threads woven into the fabric of our days, and with a gentle tug, they can be loosened, replaced with patterns that shine. Each one is a chance to step closer to others, to let your presence be a warmth they seek, not a weight they navigate. Picture a house where the windows are clean, the door open, the fire lit. That's what these small shifts do. They make your world a place where others want to linger, to laugh, to share. You don't have to change overnight. Life isn't a race, it's a walk, and every step counts. Even one shift in the way you speak, move, or show up could be the reason someone stays a little longer in the room. Calls you more often, leans in with trust instead of pulling away in silence. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the bloom right away, but you trust it's coming, and it will. Because the truth is, people are watching. They always have been, and what they see in you shapes how they remember you. They don't need perfection. They don't need youth. They need you, present, aware, and alive with the quiet strength that comes from knowing who you are and choosing to show it well. Thank you for being here. If any of these 15 signs gave you something to think about, leave a comment below. Let us know which one surprised you the most. Maybe it was the one about listening or the one about showing up. Share a word, a thought, or just a spark. It's like a note passed in a quiet room, connecting us all. And if you'd like more reflections like this, subscribe and stay connected. Your presence keeps this Elder Soul Journal a sanctuary of warmth, a place where we grow together, step by gentle step. Until next time, keep tending your light. It shines brighter than you know.